creating curiosity by asking better questions. This is Shed Talk. Welcome to Shed Talk with Chad McCormick and Mike Boyle. The things you know that you don't know. Now, these guys know a lot. This is a two-part series, part one. Well, welcome. Wide awake and ready to shake. You know what, Chad? Thank you for joining me. Oh, and I got a special guest too as well, don't we?
Do we?
Yeah, Mike Boyle.
Mike Boyle.
Yes.
I've heard of this guy.
I know. He kind of looks like you.
But he looks like him.
Yeah, a younger version of Chad.
He is very
not quite
much
as
younger.
handsome, but just younger.
He is. Yeah.
The yellow glasses kind of give it away, Chad. So, and Mike, what do you think? How long have you guys known each other?
That's an interesting story.
That is an interesting story.
And
That was, how long ago was that? That was
12
20
years?
Yeah. So I was organizing a golf trip to Wales, to Celtic Manor for a charitable foundation called Power to Be, and had an extra spot. And Chad's uncle Gord said, "Well, Chad likes to play golf. Why don't you call him?" So we had met prior to that, probably 6 years before that.
Yeah, for a day.
And in passing at that, I think you were setting up tables and I was sweeping dust off the floor.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really.
I did not have a visual of you when you called me.
Yes, that's right. So total blind phone call, and just said, "Hey, we're going to Celtic Manor. We're going to play golf in Wales for a week. You should meet me in London at the Savoy Hotel." And that was it.
so you meet at Savoy Hotel. Now, got to ask the question, because you guys with a beard, like they are so much alike. Well, Chad's is a little more clean than yours, I'm assuming, or is this the look? I have no idea what beards look like. Well, besides, I just get to sit here and look
Try
at
one
you.
one time.
Are you kidding? Something like this grow?
We'd round you out nicely.
That is true. How long does it take to grow that? How long does it take you?
Well, I've been growing it since I met Mike. So him and I met with like 1 inch beards, and we have photos.
Yeah.
So since that day, we were
surrogates.
both growing it out. So it's kind of been,
What was the purpose of the beard?
I don't know. Mine was much bigger at one point. Like I've had
Yeah.
like Mike's
Yours
is a
was-
big one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just trimmed this back too.
Yeah.
There wasn't really a point. It was, and this was well before it was like hipster fashionable to have.
We
a beard
started
too,
the
I might
trend
add.
for sure.
Yeah.
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 So when you're doing the
Well,
beards, when you're doing the beard style, what kind of recognition do you get? Like you must be, someone comes up to you and say they always remember you with a beard. Like people come up to you 10 years later, oh, I know who you are. You have the beard. You're the only guy with a beard on.
It's kind of a good life hack, because everybody remembers, like if you were to shave this off, I mean, nobody would know who I am. I mean, nobody knows who I am now, but at least they're like, well, the bearded guy.
That's going to be the incognito moment when when everything's gone to hell and you're like, I'm just going to disappear for a while.
So
Shave off the beard.
Yeah.
So
You're
how
gone.
hard would it be to shave off the beard? Hey, take a minute and smash that subscribe button, and let's get back to the episode.
Just like shaving your beard.
Well, I know that, but would you ever do it?
I don't know. Never thought about getting rid of a small brother.
Interesting. Mike, what about you? Would you ever take that off?
No, I don't think that I could do that.
Look at all the wisdom he's got in that thing.
Oh, I know.
That's right.
Well, and you think, think about the wisdom, because what happened during COVID, you guys created the, what do you call that thing? The COVID mask?
The beard mask.
Oh,
Yeah.
the beard mask.
beard mask, yeah.
We lost a lot of beards to COVID.
Yeah.
So
we lost a
had
lot
to-
of good
we had
beards
to-
out there.
Ooh. How, that
So
beard
we-
mask, how did that come to be? Obviously, you had a beard, but what was the big kicker there?
The beard dent.
Beard dent.
Yeah. So when you had the blue mask on, it created a dent in the beard, which was more painful than it hurt to have a beard dent.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And you'd actually, how far would it go in to wreck your beard?
Well, it'd look like that. So that's what my beard would look like. I don't know if that looks good to you, but
I can't really see it, but yeah. Mike, what about yours? Well, yours is really full. Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's the beard dent was a really looked like you had a weird pleat in your beard. It wasn't, and anybody with a beard that you talked to said the same thing. Like, I don't know what to do. Everybody was just like, I got to wear a mask. I don't know what to do. So Chad and I started talking. We're like, well, this sounds like a good problem to fix.
So we got our good buddy here in town, Shane Hewitt, and then our other good friend at Mascot.
Oh, right. What's his name? A great guy.
He created all of them for us. So.
Oh yeah, he created all of them. Yeah, with the mascots. That's right. Yeah.
Yep. So, anyways.
Yeah, it worked out well.
Yeah. So then we pivoted, and Mike Boyle doesn't even know. We just got our shipment in of beard oil.
Oh, nice.
Today.
Okay.
Just landed.
Today.
So you made it. You made your own shipment of beard oil?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And Boyle doesn't even know he's a partner in it.
So what is beard oil?
Beard oil is really the piece that probably pivots a lot of guys away from beards, and they don't even know it. Like once you're in the part of the stage where you're starting to grow out, your face gets dry and just gets itchy. And so a beard oil just lubricates your skin while your beard's growing out. And once you get to longer, it's not as bad, but you still shape it and put some oil in it.
And it's lucrative.
Make it healthy.
It's lucrative to actually get beard oil?
Well, you need it. So it's not so much that it's lucrative. It's more of like...
I mean, making money at it.
We're going to find out. We're going to test the waters and give her a go. We've got a really good quality product with all natural ingredients and a couple different scents. And yeah, we're going to come up with a premium model.
I always get asked by sort of usually females, like, do you wash your beard? Do you condition your beard? Like, what's the upkeep routine? I was like, yeah, like you wash and condition and then blow it out, right? You can't just dry it with a towel. You gotta put some effort in, blow it out, give it some volume. Like, it's a commitment.
Well, the thing is, she may not have a beard, but she has one at home.
Interesting. So how long does it take to prep? No, this is actually an interesting question because I'm curious. I get a little stubble here and I'm going to grow it and then all of a sudden I actually have a beard. And you got to manicure it? Like, this sounds like a big
you got to
process.
wax it if you're getting out of control, and you got to trim it and
shape it. And
yeah.
It's kind of like, you remember in the 80s they had the chia pets?
Yeah.
You had to water it and then trim it. It's kind of like that, but on your face, take it with you.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the worst food group?
Great.
Soup.
Oh, it's not wings.
Wings are manageable. Soup is horrible.
Anything super saucy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and it's twofold, right? It's up here, but also it's down here because, if something falls, like, you can't feel it. So you're kind of relying on your
some good friends.
You're going out there
to,
I call it a beardability factor. So it's how many napkins is it going to take to clean up the disaster, or how far away from the shower are you?
Beardability.
Good barbecue actually is the worst, I think. Because you've got the handheld component of eating plus the sauce. I'd say that's the worst.
Yeah. So when you go to your friend's house and ask for a towel before you start having dinner, to have a small shower afterwards, it's all good.
So it'd be a bad thing if you're going on a first time date. You say, well, this is where we're not going on a date versus this is where, we're definitely going to be going over here for a salad. Well, I don't even know if a salad would work.
No, salads aren't friendly either.
Oh, awesome. All right. Now we're going to get into some really interesting thing about curiosity.
Curiosities.
And
everybody needs it.
Oh, and you two basically are grown and brought into the life about curiosity.
Born and raised.
So let's dive deep, Mike, about curiosity. Chad?
Going right after Mike. I love it.
Oh, I'm totally going to go after him because why? Because I catch him off guard on the first thing.
He's not here right now.
It's my fault for not being there. It's amazing how, I have two little girls, and that is the number one thing that I want to teach them is how to be curious and how to be more curious, because it just seems to be lost these days. People just sort of accept, well, that's just the way it is, or that's just the way it always is. That is my single greatest, when I hear, well, that's just the way we've always done it, I both love and hate the statement, because I hate the fact that no one's been curious enough to challenge it, but I love the fact that there's a problem that can be solved. It tells me that no one's dug into it. So it's like, oh, great, let's focus on that now. And curiosity will lead you down some very weird and wonderful paths. And half the time, you get to where you're going, and that wasn't even the path you started on. But you would never have gotten there if you weren't curious and started down the wrong path.
Is there a technique to start that? So when we're starting to ask the right question, we talk about curiosity, like your kids being curious, and you want them to be more curious.
You can just go on sometimes just on the opposite of what you think or what you hear. So if somebody makes a statement, you're like, okay, well, is it factually true? I don't know unless I start looking for who's against that, or what's the argument to that, or what is someone not agreeing with that statement. And then you can come back and go, well, I've heard 3 or 4 different sides. This is the side I'm going to agree on at the moment, and allow space for that change to happen. And that'll slowly start allowing you to see that. But curiosity has 2 sides, because wasn't it curiosity that killed the cat? So, I mean, the idea is that you can also go down a bad path of curiosity. Like if you are getting into a dark world of curiosity, how to make a weapon or something, like if whoever knows. But there's a negative connotation to curiosity. You also have to be aware of that. You might dip your toe in.
So would you say actually going into curiosity would be making sure that you're asking yourselves better questions and going down that rabbit hole?
Well, there's a great quote that says, if you want a better life, ask better questions.
Yep.
So you hit the nail on the head.
And it's just finding that right question, because how many times do we actually go in there and we don't ask the right question? We're getting the same results over and over, and go, what's the right question? And dig down deeper to get that right question.
Or just a question. Just ask any question, and
just
even if it's the wrong question,
it'll at least spur on a conversation. That's the point. Teachers would say to you growing up, there's no wrong question. And I mean, there isn't. You've got to have a starting point. You're not gonna hit a home run with the right question right away. But that question will lead to a conversation, which hopefully will lead to another question, which will hopefully take you to the better question that you need to ask.
So using that same statement, is there such a thing as a bad question? Oh, there's no bad questions, or there's there's no such thing as a bad workout, or is there such a bad question?
From the perspective of like a 4-year-old, no, because I look at a 4-year-old. So, when you look at how AI is trained, when you go onto a website and they want to verify that you're not a robot, there's all those pictures of, click all of the lampposts to verify. Well, that's an interesting company into itself, because 1, they're verifying that you're not a robot, but 2, they're actually using those clicks to train an AI model to recognize lampposts. An AI model, if you want to teach an AI model to recognize a car, it's got to see hundreds of thousands of pictures of different types of cars from different angles, different shades, different lighting things. But a child is the same way, right? If you say to a child, well, that's a bus. I mean, there's a double-decker bus, there's a school bus, there's all these different types. So it's just all of the training that goes into. So programming an AI model and helping a child learn is essentially the same thing. And so to go back to your question about, is there a bad question? It depends on the person's starting block. And I mean, if they're curious enough to ask the question, do you really want to belittle them and make them feel bad? You kind of have to put yourself in their shoes, have a little bit of empathy, and go, this person's trying to be curious. It might not be the question that I would ask, but if I don't foster this, they'll stop asking questions and they'll stop being curious.
And then is it curiosity of a question that needs to be answered, or is it one that needs space for them and you're like, that's a really good idea. So how would we go about solving that? So do they need an answer, or do they need a handheld down the path of curiosity?
Mm-hmm.
And you find that a lot I find that a lot of people need that handheld because they don't know the things that you don't know. So you don't know, you need to have handheld to ask the right question. I'm assuming I'm asking you the right question and said, "Hey, I like your glasses. You know what? Where did you get them?" Well, that's not really the question you should be asking. It's like, how are they working for you? So it's kind of like, walk me through the process, because I wouldn't know what question to ask.
Yeah. No, totally.
See, I would actually say those are great glasses. Why are they yellow? What's the point? What's the benefit of having yellow lenses?
Yeah, and for this example, it's the fact that they block out UV light. But I don't know if the yellow is necessarily needed any longer. But there's now glasses that are all different colors that block out different levels of UV light. So because I have blepharitis, which is a whole nother conversation. But
So do you really believe they block out UV lighting?
well, normal day without my glasses on, I have 20/20 vision, so there's no problem with my sight. But I would be tired by 10 a.m. after getting up at 4 a.m., which is my usual time. But now I can go all day. My eyes don't get tired.
And as you just said, they're asking the first question about your glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mike, and then you turn around and wait, the better question is this. And then going into the next thing about curiosity, he was going, the things you don't know, we just didn't even know. I didn't have a clue about that part of it. And keeping that open to ask a better question.
Yeah. Yeah. Better question is interesting because it's like, what is, like, back to Mike's point, what's the framework? And that's, is it a closed door question, or is it opening the window and we're open to curiosity wherever it goes?
So being curious and curiosity, the woke crowd. Mike, you're obviously in the restaurant industry. Chad, you're in the restaurant industry. Do you find a difference from 10 years ago to 15 years ago, the woke crowd? Or an interview? Now, comes in, ask a better question. Well, let's get further in what is the question that should be asked?
What's a woke crowd?
Okay, let's walk through that.
What is a woke crowd? What's a woke crowd to you?
Well, my interpretation of the woke crowd is I'm looking at people. So when I was younger, you could eat dirt, you could do this, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, you can't do this anymore. Being very cautious in what you can do, say, and be becomes interesting. As I find now, you don't necessarily ask the why, as you ask, I can or I will be, versus
So then
why.
I would say, in that regard, I think is a better question. But so I wouldn't say it's even a wokeism. It's more of understanding what are the reasons behind questions you can't ask or answer today, and does that make sense that those are questions that you can't answer today? Because I can't. If you say, or if I say to you or Mike, if I say, a red apple, you can't not vision a red apple. So the fact is, you can't erase things that I can't unvisualize. So it's a matter of, why are we trying to change it from a red apple to a yellow banana, or what's the actual outcome of the result that we're trying to get to, and whether that's through people's thought or is it truly a problem? I don't know if Mike has anything on that.
Yeah, I mean, what is a woke crowd? I mean, is it, what are they searching for? What are the questions they're trying to ask to solve for? I think there's so many questions out there now that it almost seems like people are afraid to ask them because they're afraid of asking the wrong question, or afraid of speaking their mind for fear of cancel culture.
And trying to explore the answer together. Yeah, I mean, you can't do it when there's such a polar opposite on some of the discussion points.
So how would you ask the right question? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, if you look at politics, in the U.S., the Dems and the Republicans, you go back 20, 30 years, there was an interesting, today is the anniversary of the 60th anniversary of the assassination of JFK. And so there was a piece I read about politics in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and how it was yes, the Democrats and Republicans have always had opposing views, but there was collaborative work togethers. And now it's become so polarizing that, it's almost unheard of that the Democrats would work with the Republicans. Like it's so polarized that they can't even see each other's point of view. So you doesn't matter what the question is you're asking, if someone's unwilling to even see someone else's point of view, the question is irrelevant, which is sad.
Yeah, and how do you get people to actually listen to your point of view to truly understand it in society? Well, that's a great example there, from where we were to where we are today. And
Well, it's okay to disagree on a subject, and the other side of it is just because you're in opposition to something doesn't mean you have to be opposed to everything. So it's a matter of where can you find common grounds, and can you admit to those?
And are they actually finding common ground?
They're not looking for it. They're putting up walls and opposing it. So, yeah.
I mean, even in Canada, I mean, there's a separation between, I mean, there's always, but between liberals and conservatives. And there's some people that think, well, I can't vote conservative because of their views on this and this and this. So I'll vote liberal, which, again, you're not going to agree with everything that the platform has to stand for, but what is the greater good, in this case for politics, the greater good of the country? So that's an interesting, but I find that most politicians now, they don't have what's the greater good for the country. It's, what's the greater good for not even their party, but for them personally.
For the vote.
For the vote, right? Even at the municipal level here in Victoria, we've had a terrible council for a number of years. There's a new one now, and hopefully it's going to be better. But everyone I talked to in Victoria said the same thing. Like, we need a better council. We need better council people. We need better people to run. And the answer that everybody always said is, well, if you're smart enough to run for council, you're smart enough to not run for council, because of just the trolls online, the harassment that you've got to put up with through Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And it's just not worth it, right? And so years ago in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, the playbook was you'd have a career, you could own your own business, and then eventually you would sort of retire or sell your business, and you wanted to give back to the community that supported your business, so you'd run for council. So your council was usually made up of these business people that had been involved in the community for decades and truly wanted to give back to their community. To now, you've got people applying to run on council that are making a joke of it. Right? It's people that are barely 20 years old. Well, I'm sorry, but at 20 years old, you don't have enough life experience in any way, shape, or form to be on city council. Like, and that could be described as ageism, I guess. But I don't think that at 20, I would never have applied for a council position at the age of 20 because I didn't have the life experience.
You're not going to do it now.
Would you call that ego?
I'm not going to do it.
Would you think that a 20-year-old would be doing it for ego?
I don't know.
Resume?
I truly don't.
You'd have to ask.
Resume, maybe. I mean, there was a guy that applied for council that was his full-time job was a dishwasher at a local pub in Victoria. And that's great. But I'm sorry, there's decisions that need to be made for the greater community that I'm almost positive a dishwasher doesn't have the answers for.
And
nothing against people. It just doesn't have the experience in business and or life or social problems, which we have lots of. It seems like a paycheck.
And did he get elected? So
No.
Did he have much? How many competitors were up against him, or the kind of thing? So
I forget how many people were in the last Victoria Council slate, but I think maybe 20 or 30.
Oh, okay. So it's not like all of a sudden he's the only one running and he gets it just because of just being there.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
What's new on your horizon for biohacking? Are you doing anything, Kevin, or
On the biohacking side of it?
anything new for you? I know you've been digging your teeth into podcasts, but have you dug into anything new for yourself? Or we were talking working out.
Oh yeah. Well, I've had a lot of changes in the working outside and getting into it, but the biggest one is basic cold plunges.
Yeah.
And the anxiety that you get from it.
I've got both of you guys started on cold plunges, which I'm proud to say.
That's right.
It's like a little baby movement.
If you haven't done a cold plunge, okay, I know everything. Don't kid yourself. But it was really interesting. I did a cold
Kevin had
plunge.
the exact same experience that you did, by the way.
Oh, you had anxiety? We froze.
Except my arms went out like this. I tried to stop myself from
couldn't put 'em
going
down.
into the.
Oh God, no! I had to. It's one of those things you had to close up like this. I closed up and then went in, and it was fine. I can get in. I'm pretty motivated to get in and get out. But it was interesting when you go through that feeling, and then you sit back and you just go. You take that deep breath. I had a sense of anxiety going through my body, thinking, "Am I going to have a heart attack? Do I feel this?" Like it was a whole different change, and then going through that whole feeling, it was really unique. So anyone that hasn't done the cold plunge, and Chad, you can probably explain a little bit better on the process of a cold plunge.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I think the best results are hot, cold, recover. So you go somewhere, get your body warmed up, and then jump into a cold for as long as you can stand, 45 seconds, couple minutes. And then you get out and let your body just naturally recover, and then go through that cycle a couple times. So a couple different guys talk about, 11 minutes a week of cold therapy, and it doesn't all have to be in a row, or a daily cold shower or whatever else, or you can go, David Asprey talks about even just getting your face into a bucket of ice at the least point, just to create that impact on your body.
So on the cold plunge, when you're going into the first cold plunge, then you come out, you go into a sauna. Because I found when I went into a sauna, well, let it cool down.
Let you warm up.
Warm up, yeah. And then going from the sauna into the cold plunge, do the reverse. And then going from a hot tub to the cold plunge, it felt like it was burnt.
Yeah.
It was burning. It was a totally unique sensation.
Yeah. Skin different. And Mike was just at a cold plunge in Victoria there.
Hey, take a minute and smash that subscribe button. And let's get back to the episode.
A couple weeks ago?
Yeah, we just in Victoria and then in Whistler as well.
Right.
There's a really cool. Some guys took a World War II munitions barge and turned it into a floating spa. So it sits in the water right outside the Empress Hotel, downtown Victoria, and it's got a combination of hot tubs, saunas, and cold pools. And you're just sitting on the top of this barge, you're right on the water, looking at the ledge and all the hotels. It's gorgeous. So next time you guys come out, we'll have to go and check it out, because it's super cool.
Are they fairly expensive?
But yeah, no, it was $80 for 3 hours. So it was great.
So I could put a cold plunge in my backyard in a pool in Calgary for next to nothing, but the sauna might be the problem. Cold is the easy part here.
Yeah. And cold, we got dialed.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just take a couple of 5-gallon buckets home at the end of the night from work, fill it full of ice, and then just go fill the bathtub up with ice. And then there's some people that say you shouldn't do it right before you go to bed. But I found, for me, doing an ice bath kind of like a half hour before I go to bed, it knocks me out. Like, I get insane REM sleep, super vivid dreams, wake up really, really refreshed. So if I'm ever having a problem sleeping, just ice bath for 10, 15 minutes at home right before I go to bed. That's amazing.
And Mike is really dialed into his system right now. You probably know all your biometrics at the moment of what your system is doing.
Yeah, I just signed up for this longevity program here in town at Taltree Medical. And so it's super cool. It's this, we've done DEXA scans. So a group of friends and I just did a muscle gain competition. So we started with a DEXA scan. 3 months later, we did another DEXA scan to
What is a
see
DEXA
how much
scan?
lean muscle. So it's a flat bed that you lay on that's got this arm that kind of comes and scans over your body. And then it measures every ounce of fat, muscle. It breaks your body into left arm, left leg, right leg, torso. It measures body fat. It's crazy. They're super cool. So there was like 10 guys in this muscle gain competition. So we all started with a DEXA scan to see where we were for muscle, fat, everything else. And then it was greatest amount of lean muscle gained over the 3-month period. And then DEXA scanned out. And so, the results were pretty irrefutable. But yeah, super, super cool. And then part of this program too, they do DNA testing. So they tested for like 69 or 74 different types of cancer and all other kinds of crazy problems that you might have. Blood work, just sort of like a full workup on kind of where you're at. And then they just sort of work with you to, my doctor put it best. He said, when you're 90, I want you to be traveling to go see your girls. And I want you to be able to not just travel, but to be able to put your luggage in the overhead compartment of the airplane, like just full mobility. And it was interesting. He said that the number one thing you can do for longevity is build muscle. Just work out and build muscle. He said that will take care of 90% of your problems. So the stronger you are, the fitter you are, any major life health issue will decrease 5-fold, which I thought was amazing. So that's the muscle gain competition timing worked out well with the start of this longevity program, and it's based off of Peter Attia's longevity program as well. So it's pretty interesting stuff.
So do they give you a baseline and say, okay, you're coming in, here's a baseline, or do you start first and say, this is your baseline and we're going to build from there?
Basically do all the testing. They go, here's your baseline, and then we're going to build from here. So we did VO2 max testing, DEXA scans, DNA scans, blood work, and sort of here's your baseline. Here's where, you kind of should be based on your age. And here's where I'd like you to be. Really looking at the big things that are gonna take you down. Obviously, cancers, having sort of like a fatty liver or insulin resistance leads to all kinds of scary stuff. So working on making sure you're not insulin resistant and getting into like type 2 diabetes. So
a question would be, and I'm kind of curious to this, because when I go to Victoria, and I'm going to talk about your VO2 max, and being in Calgary, would there be a difference in the VO2 max between the two altitudes? Do you know?
Hey, take a minute and smash that subscribe button, and let's get back to the episode.
I don't know. I would imagine there would be, because what's the altitude in Calgary?
I don't know. 26?
Above sea level.
Yeah, we're
26.
more than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
26,000.
We'll look that up.
There would be, because a lot of guys will train in Denver
Right.
just to get that.
Well, how high is it how high is it in Victoria?
We're right at sea level.
So we're zero.
See, that's a better question.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. And the reason why I'm asking that question, because I know when I fly, okay, and when I fly, no matter where I fly, I have to be cautious where I fly to. Example, if I fly from here to Kelowna, it's okay. I don't get a headache. If I fly from here to Victoria, all of a sudden I'll get a migraine right here in my nose, like my sinus it's just like a massive headache right there. And it's like an altitude change coming down. And it's when I'm hitting a certain level. And I don't know what they call it. I think there's something regarding your sinuses and stuff and the pressure in it versus being at sea level versus Denver, Colorado, 26,000 feet in the air. So that's what I was wondering on the VO2, because I feel that at sea level. My head, I get a big, huge headache for about a half hour and just massive right smack in the middle. And then it's gone. But I only get it when I go to sea level. So
is there anything you can do for that? Like, how do you deal with that?
Well, first and foremost, I take obviously I'm chewing gum all the time, but I believe there's something in my sinuses I do, and I've asked a lot of people about this. Well, being heavier before, I used to have sleep apnea, so I assume my sinuses were clogged up sleeping. But now it's like, okay, I get this right there, and it's kind of like a pressure. So I believe it's just. I say I believe, I don't know. So the things you know, this is a good
You know what's
question.
interesting about sinuses? So when they say take a deep breath in through your nose, like up your nose, if you guys take a deep breath up your nose, if you were to think and understand that your airways aren't actually up, they're back. So the channel in your nose airway is back, not up. So now if you try and breathe to the back of your neck or down when you breathe in your nose,
Oh, I can feel the difference.
isn't that crazy?
That is a weird feeling.
Isn't that bizarre to think your whole
Yeah.
life you've breathed up your nose as opposed to where the canal actually is? So now I breathe naturally that way, and it's it's like not even work, and you're just getting massive capacity in your because you're not forcing it this way. It's just naturally letting it go back.
And I just felt that right now, just sitting here, and I said, okay, wait a second, I'm going to visualize this way.
Like you can actually almost
Oh my
breathe
God.
down in your nose,
That is awesome.
and it's bizarre.
Huh. The things you know that
friend
you
of mine
don't
just-
know.
A friend of mine just started doing experimenting with breath work, Hamza actually,
Yeah.
and so he said that has been making a big difference for him. So I want to.
So Tony Robbins does a big morning breath work. It's that I don't know if you guys have
So-
seen it. It's 30 minutes of or
Right.
10, 20 minutes of just
So-
breathing work.
How important is breath work? You know what? We'll get back to you after a bit. The continuation of this interview is on the next episode at Shed Talk.
Now you know. Shed Talk.